There's Albert and Honey. Toilet rolls make a great toy. They're really wild tonight. I don't know what it is. The minute I get the camera out, they calm down. This is Matilda. One of my favourites if I'm kind of, puppies need to do something and I'm busy doing something else. They're trying to get the lens cap. I give them in a piece of scrunched up newspaper and they'll spend hours tearing that to bits, and it's terribly easy to clean up. Okay, this is Bruno. I will get round to doing some stills of him. I'm just struggling a bit with the technology at the moment. Hey Bruno. Hey Oscar, this is your puppy. This is your puppy Bruno, or Hugo, or whatever you're going to call him. I'm afraid he's going to be Bruno until I'm told otherwise. I think Bruno works for him. He's saying, hello Oscar. And with little sharp puppy teeth. And this one's Matilda. Can you see Matilda's got a lot more white on her face? Otherwise, looking at them from the top, it's quite difficult to see who is who. Now I'm going to show you what to do if a puppy starts chewing on your fingers. Ow! There. If you yelp every time your puppy does anything that vaguely hurts you, then they'll stop doing it straight away. This is automatic behavior on a part of a dog. It's part of their instinct. And they're finally starting to explore the rest of the house, and I wish it was a bit warmer, because then I'd just open that door and they could go outside. It's really too cold for that at the moment. So remember, if you feel puppy teeth on you, even if it isn't really hurting, yelp, and your dog will instantly drop you. I'm going to try and show you now. Can you see these two? Looks really violent, doesn't it? But can you see the puppy underneath? And this time it's Bruno, and it isn't always that. They've all had chances to be the one on top and chances to be the one underneath. What's interesting to watch is how they stop that fight. One of them will basically give in. Now in a minute, Bruno's ears are going to, Albert's going to yelp. Now, Bruno, when Albert yelps, you have to let go. So the rules are, as long as you let go, the instant the other puppy yelps, then you're still within the rules of good dog behavior. So if you want to speak to your dog so that your dog understands you, then whenever little teeth hit your fingers, yelp loudly. This is a really good thing for Oscar and Lana to practice. Maisie's already practiced it, so she knows. And later on, when all the dogs are asleep, I'll tell you how to stop them doing things you don't want them to do. I don't want to do it now because it will frighten my dogs. But that's another thing to practice. There's nothing like a bit of role playing. Because when you're training your puppy, it's not about being emotional. Puppies don't understand anger. Now let's see who stops it. There, can you see Matilda stopped it by turning away? So that time Matilda was underneath and Chester was on top. I love this mop head. So Lana and Oscar, if your puppy starts chewing your fingers, what are you going to do? You're going to go, "Ow!" And your puppy will instantly drop you. Okay? That's what bite inhibition is about. Bite inhibition is your puppy learning how hard to bite before it hurts somebody. That's what the yelping is for. This is Bruno, having lots of fun with the mat. I love these mats, by the way, if you see them anywhere. They're kind of 5 to 6 quid, and you can just chuck them in the washing machine. So I really like them for puppies. Again, the interesting thing to be looking at is they're not so much, they're learning how to stop fights. So when they get to the park, can you see Bruno lying on his back? He's stopping the fight. Now he's starting it again. And basically, even if there's a big yelp, and it sounds awful, and like your puppy's, yeah, like that. If there's no blood, it wasn't a bite. Now I'm going to see, is Chester going to let go? But can you see that Matilda under there is giving in? She's ducked her head. Okay, and when he runs away, she doesn't follow him. So try and have a lot of faith in your dog. They know what they're doing. And they know how to talk to other dogs way better than you do. Because they understand all this stuff that we don't know instinctively. So my, general rule for walking a dog is let the dog cope with the dog interactions. And sometimes your puppy will be a bit over the top with another dog, and the dog will tell them off, and your puppy will yelp, and you'll swear. It will sound like they've been severely injured or bitten. Get your puppy back to you. If there's no blood, they haven't been bitten. What they've done is learned that some dogs don't want to be jumped on. Puppies tend to ignore other dogs' personal space. Okay? And some dogs don't mind, like Winty. And some dogs do mind, like Roo. Luckily, your puppy will have Ow! That hurt. That was me telling Bruno that he was chewing on my fingers too hard. Because normally they're actually chewing quite gently. It's actually not hurting at all. Ow! So if it gets too hard, I'm going to let him know. And I'm speaking to him in dog. This might sound rude to you, but I'm speaking to him in a language he understands, which is if I bite the other animal will tell me when I've bitten too hard by yelping. Again, I don't call this biting, I call this mouthing. But a lot of children, when this happens, say, oh, my dog bit me. Okay. Ow! Good boy. Good boy, you stopped. So, the yelping motivates him to stop, and the praising, good boy, motivates him to not start again. Can you see he's not starting again? And he's getting lots of attention for it, so he's very happy. And he doesn't go around going, 2 days ago you yelped at me and now I hate you. Dogs are not like that. Anything that happened 2 or 3 seconds ago is gone. It's over. So if you ever feel yourself getting angry with your dog or your puppy, don't get angry. Stop for a minute and think, oh, how interesting. I wonder why my dog's doing that. And I wonder how I can stop my dog from doing that, or start my dog doing something I would prefer. So it's not, I hate my dog, it pooped on the floor, or I hate my dog, it chewed my fingers, or destroyed my shoes. It's, oh, how interesting. Why did my puppy eat my shoes? The answer will be because you were silly enough to leave your shoes on the floor. Okay, if you don't want it chewed, don't leave it in puppy reach. But then to be fair to the puppy, leave lots of other things that they can chew. Toilet rolls work well, old mop head, bits of wood, bits of paper, tied up sock with nice things in it. Okay, so this is for Lana and Oscar to practice between now and the puppies coming. You practice going, ow! If somebody bites you. So mums, you could help in coming up to your child and kind of holding them a bit too tight, and then get them to practice saying, ow! and then you let go. Because then when the puppy comes, it will be automatic. Do that once or twice, your puppy will stop mouthing you. Or they'll mouth you very, very softly. Another good tip for children is to have loads and loads and loads of puppy soft toys all over the house. So children, whenever you go up to your puppy, pick up a soft toy and have that in your hand. Then your puppy will be chewing the toy and not you. They're not trying to bite you. They're just wanting to chew something. And if your hand is there, then that's what they'll chew. It's up to you to tell them when they're chewing you too hard, or better still, that you would rather they didn't chew your hands at all. So give them a toy instead, and if their teeth touch you, yelp very, very loudly. And then just the dog stops and you say, good dog, and you have a cuddle and you carry on playing. You don't go, Mum, the puppy bit me and now I hate them. You go, the puppy made a mistake. I told them they'd made a mistake, and now it's all over and we carry on playing. See, Albert stopped that fight by turning his back and moving away, and now he's starting it again. That's a really big time dominance behaviour over Bruno. And Bruno is quite sensibly staying on his back and kind of giving in. Can you see how quickly a puppy's emotions come up and how quickly they go down? And this is where humans and dogs really struggle with each other. Because with us, if somebody did something nasty to us 5 hours ago, we're still cross with them. Sometimes if it's bad enough, they can have done it 5 years ago and we're still cross with them. Dogs don't do that. It's all about now. Now I'm excited. 30 seconds later, I'm calm. Puppies are also very, very distractible. So, for example, if you have a dog that jumps up, if you get it to sit instead of jumping up, it's about then, you know, because your puppy can't sit and jump up at the same time. So if jumping up is a problem for you, encourage your puppy always to sit when they come over to you, and give them lots of praise and a treat. And pretty soon, every time your dog comes over to you, they'll sit expectantly in front of you, waiting for, you know, some praise and a cuddle, or a nice game, or a treat. Don't always give a treat, and don't always give a game, but, you know, change it up. Because a puppy that's sitting on its bum can't jump up on you, run away from you, chew your fingers. So the sit is really, really important. Okay, let's watch this. Albert started it. Yeah, Bruno finished it. Can you see how beautifully the yelping went? One yelped and now it's all over. Okay, so if you want to stop your puppy playing games with you that you're not enjoying, like chewing your fingers, or what was George's favourite, was grabbing the bottoms of Maisie's trousers. A good yelp will do it. If you pretend that you can feel your clothes, so if they're chewing your sleeve or your trouser leg, a yelp will still work. Okay, the puppy will assume that your clothes were part of you and they hurt you, and then they'll stop. They don't want to hurt you, they're just testing you know, how hard they can put things in their mouths. Sorry, I really have gone on. Just adorable puppies. Okay, so we've got Bruno. Okay, Bruno, say night-night to Oscar. Oh, Bruno. Night-night, Oscar. Night-night, Oscar. Okay, and here's Matilda. Night-night, Lana. Matilda. Yay, see, she's already learning to do the bedding position. And Albert. Say night-night to George and Maisie. Yep. Can you see he finds the camera pointing at him quite threatening? Because it's like a cyclops, you know, one eye staring at you. That's why you don't often, it's more difficult to get totally natural behaviour when there's a camera around. Okay. So, night-night Albert and Maisie and George. Night-night Matilda, Lana. And night-night Chester. Where's Chester actually? That's Goldie. Sorry, I do sometimes still get confused. Let's see if we can find Chester. Okay, we've got him there. Oh, there he is, spark out. Okay, Chris and Claire, I know you're too old to need Chester to wave night-night to you, but there he is, all in the dark. I'm going to scoop them all up now and put them in the playpen. Okay, Chester says night-night to Chris and Claire. Sorry, I can't quite let go, they're so beautiful. I love my puppies. Look at Golden. She's such a character. She's going to fit really well with Winty because she's also got quite a high play drive. This is what we call a high play drive.